We're on the site of the East Kent Access Road Scheme, it's the major road that's being developed on the south shore of Thanet. It's linking Sandwich with the roads at Ramsgate and at Minster. What we're doing here is a major archaeological excavation. This is one of the largest excavations of its kind in the country in this year. We're stripping an advance of the road, we're stripping 6 kilometres of the road itself for archaeology. And we've got archaeology spread throughout the 6 kilometres of road. We're finding archaeology of all periods on this site, and as we expected, given how rich the archaeological landscape is in Thanet, we're finding Bronze Age burial mounds. We have 14 of those on the site so far. We're finding Iron Age and Roman settlement sites. We're finding a possible Saxon camp, evidence of shellfish processing on the Saxon date. We're finding burial ground. We knew we were going to find a lot of archaeology on the site. We've been planning this archaeological excavation for years now, and so we've built in the need to excavate the entire site in advance of construction. What we found is roughly what we expected. I mean, we did expect to find archaeology of all periods here. But Thanet itself is absolutely covered in archaeological remains. It's extremely rich. It's one of the richest areas in the country for archaeology, and this site is proving that. Thanet itself was this area of Thanet was one of the gateways to the country back in ancient times. You know, we're sitting at the mouth of the Wonsum Sea Channel, which is an important route. Here, the Romans landed in AD 43 at Richborough, and the Richborough Castle still remains on that site, but that was a major Roman port. We had the Saxons arriving here, and we celebrated Hengist and Horsa in this landscape as well. That's probably a tradition, but Saxons associated with that tradition landed here in Thanet. And again, we had St Augustine landing here, the Danes came through, all sorts of ideas, cultures, beliefs came through this point. And the people we're excavating the remains of and their activities are the people who saw some of the great events of our history in Kent. Well, as part of the overall road scheme here, we've also developed a community archaeology programme as well. This is one of the first times it's been tried on the road scheme. And what we've got is a range of activities. We've got the Oxford and Wessex Archaeology who are working for us on the scheme, two of the largest archaeological organisations in the country come together, and they're providing a community archaeologist who's going out talking to the local groups. He's arranging visits. We've got guided tours of the site to keep up to site. We're having a community archaeological excavation on one part of the site, that's an area that's safe to work on, and we're opening that up in May and June to be able to let people have a go at archaeology for the first time. We've got school visits, we're going to the schools and explaining things to them. We've got volunteers helping us, people are signing up to help us process finds, so people are sieving soil samples to extract seeds from. They're also helping us with the excavation. So there's something for everyone on this road scheme. There's something to interest everybody with the amount of archaeology we've got, and there's also, you know, some people can get their hands on. We're going to places like Westwood Cross Shopping Centre and other key libraries and community areas to actually show off our finds, and we are able to give talks to groups as well, and we'll be as we get more and more understanding of our finds, we'll be carrying out those across Thanet as well. The most interesting thing about the site as a whole is just the way in which the whole of this south area of the landscape has been used. So we're finding, you know, traces of people's activities right across the landscape. It's giving a real great picture of all the sorts of things that people did in their everyday life. So it's not just about the spectacular finds, it's about all the pieces of the jigsaw that give us a picture of those people who lived on Thanet.